Welcome to Smithville Christian Preschool. My name is Melanie Felvis, and I am the founder and director of Your Preschools, Inc. Under that umbrella, we have 4 Montessori preschools in Dunnville, Smithville, Vineland, and Grassy. Today, we're going to look at the Smithville site. The Smithville site actually started in the basement of my own house in 2006, and we moved to the historic train station in Smithville in 2019. We've been here ever since, and we just love this spot. The children love when the trains go by. This also has some significance to my family, as my papa used to come here to pick up his dad from the train many years ago. So the children here will either start their day outside in our licensed outdoor space or inside. The children enter in and change into some indoor shoes, hang up their coats and their cubbies, and then they're off to do their jobs. Mummies and daddies have jobs, and the children all have jobs when they're at school. Their job is to learn, and it's our job as the educator to observe what the children are interested in, where they're at, and to help them progress. In all of our classrooms, we like to encourage independence within the children. We also like to encourage respect for themselves and for their work and the materials. One of the ways we do that is through our drawers. So each child has his or her name on a drawer. They're on with Velcro, so they can actually take them to their seat and start to print their name using their template. And when they're finished with their work, they'll put it in their drawer. It gathers here, and then every week or two, they get to take it home to their family and make a big production and show you everything they've been doing at school. The Montessori classroom is made up of 5 key learning areas, which we'll explore in just a second. At this site, this classroom in particular, we have 16 students with 2 educators. We also often have students, whether they be ECE students, co-op students, and a support staff. You can count on our 1-to-8 ratio for our Casa program across the board. Casa is this classroom. It is made up of children that are in preschool, JK, and SK. Welcome to our math area. Here is where we talk about numbers, quantity, patterns, addition, subtraction. We've even had some children doing division and multiplication before they've left. In the Casa program, it's ideal if the students are here for the 3-year cycle, preschool, JK, and SK. The skills can then build upon one another. So as I mentioned a second ago, we've actually had some students that have left here that are reading chapter books, that are doing addition, subtraction. The sky's the limit because everybody's working at their own pace. The language area is another one of our 5 learning areas in the Montessori classroom. Here you're going to find a large concentration on the phonetic sound that each letter makes. The children need to understand that sound in order to read later on. For instance, we'll call this K for cat. And you can see that it's made out of sandpaper, so the children will trace it, which is a pre-writing skill. The children work with 3 sounds each week: K for cat, A for apple, and T for tiger. The teacher would sit one-on-one with the child, tracing and talking about each sound that they make. Once the children have a solid base of their phonetic sounds, they then move on to blending those sounds together into phonetic words. That starts with reading words on paper, and then moving into our Bob books, which are full of phonetic words, and then finally primary phonics. Each child is learning at their own pace. Whether they're working with their sounds, whether they're reading, the teacher is to observe them and see where they're going to progress next. One of the most well-known pieces from a Montessori classroom is the pink tower. This is our pink tower over here. The sensorial area helps the children learn biggest to smallest, longest to shortest, among other skills. Some of these jobs are too big to be done on the table. We want to encourage that respect for space. So whether the children are doing a smaller job that they can take to the table, or whether the jobs are large and are done on a mat, that's defined as their workspace. In this case, we have a mat that the children would put on the ground, and they would move their job to that mat. If they're doing a job at the table or on a mat and another friend wants to come along and do it with them, then they ask that person. If the person doing the job says yes, then they join in and they do it together. If that person decides that they want to do the job by themselves, they can say no, and the other child is going to wait until they put it away for their turn. This helps cut down on conflict and keeps our Montessori environment calm. Our cultural area is science, geography, and history. History could look like, this is what I looked like when in September and then June, so it's the progression of time. In the geography area, we learn about our planet, we learn about the world we live in and how to respect it. And then science, we have lots of hands-on science experiments done, as well as science jobs. The practical life area is quite popular and a ton of fun. This is where the children develop those fine motor skills that they'll need later to print and to write. They're doing that through the use of tongs, spoons, scoops, and strings. They're using their fine motor control and developing those muscles. You'll find a lot of natural materials in the Montessori classroom. When Maria Montessori developed this method over 100 years ago, that's what she had available to her. We continue today with a lot of use of wood and glass. Many people would stop children from using glass. Instead, we're showing them how to do it safely and properly. Each of our classrooms offers a quiet area. Sometimes the children just need that moment alone or moment with a friend. In Smithville, we have our quiet area over here, and then we also have our book area with puzzles, mats, and a cozy atmosphere. Our classrooms have a 90-10 blend. We're 90% Montessori, and then we have 10% taken from the traditional ECE classroom, such as a sensory bin, art shelf, and provocation area. A typical day in our Smithville location has the children doing their jobs, having outdoor time, doing experiments, having snacks and lunch. We provide a healthy snack in the morning and a healthy snack in the afternoon, and at this time the children are bringing their own packed lunches. Thank you for joining us. If you would like to explore our other classrooms or know more about our JK-SK program or the Montessori method, you can catch our other videos on our Facebook page or on our website, yourpreschools.info. Have a great day.